Myself Prashanthi. I am teaching discrete mathematics, and today's topic is rules of inference. Rules of inference means by using different premises we are inferring or concluding one rule based on the different implication and tautological rules. So in this rules of inference, it is categorized into two rules. One is rule P. Rule P is nothing but the premise which is given in the question. The premise which is given in question and it can be derived at any point. And whereas rule T, the premises which we are considering and inferring a conclusion by using two different tautological formulas or implication formulas is known as a rule T. That is, it can be, rule P can be derived at any point, rule T should be inferred from a formula. There are different implication formulas and equivalent formulas. Coming to implication formulas, the listed over here and it was represented with number 1 like I1 to I14 or listed. So in this, some of them are simplification formulas, addition, disjunctive syllogisms, modus ponens, modus tollens and hypothetical syllogism dilemma. Using these formulas, we can derive a conclusion in rules of inference. So, equivalent formula is listed over here. The equivalent formula E18 is represented like P implies Q is equivalent to negation Q implies negation P. And the conditional law is represented as P implies Q is equivalent to negation Q or P. Negation P or Q. So this is a different implication and equivalent formulas. Based on this, we are deriving and we are concluding some conclusions, and I am assuming three different type of questions. First question, they may ask like this: demonstrate that R is a valid inference from the premises. The given premises are P implies Q, Q implies R and P. So let us do one problem so that we will understand how it is correlated. So first premise is taken as which is given, we are taking, which is given premise we are taking, so we need to write it as rule P. Rule P can be derived at any point, not only in this order, we can derive at any point. So this is the first premise we are representing in a left side of a flower bracket. Next, second premise. I am taking second premise as Q implies R. This is also from the question we are taking, so we are writing it as rule P. That is, it can be derived at any point, and this is a new premise, you are naming it as 2. Next, from 1 and 2, if we are deriving any conclusion by using implication or equivalent, we need to apply rule T. So let us see, P implies Q, Q implies R. Let us check which formula is suitable for this. So when we are seeing I11 or I13, which is more suitable? So when we are seeing I13 is a suitable formula, so write it as rule T from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, you are getting third statement. What is I13? P implies Q, comma Q implies R can be written as P implies R. The variables may be different, but the concept is same, and this is known as hypothetical syllogism, and you need to apply here either I13 or you need to write hypothetical syllogism, or you can write directly the formula if the number was not known. So next premise given is P. So from 3 and 4. So what is the number beside 3? Write it as 1, 2 and this is 4. From this 2, by using, as we are applying the formula, we are writing rule T. So this, check with the suitable formula, that you need to remember all the formulas, then only we can do the problems. So see here, P comma P implies Q, we are getting as Q. According to I11, we are deriving as P comma P implies Q is nothing but R. So In the question they gave, demonstrate that R is a valid inference. So hence prove. This one we got from rule P, this from rule T, and I11 from 1, 2, 4 we are deriving. This is a new premise. So once again I am repeating, P implies Q is a given premise, so I am writing rule P. Next, Q implies R is also a given premise, I am writing rule P. From 1 and 2 I am deriving rule T, that is the implication formula is applied, that is I13. So I am writing P implies R. From 1 and 2 I am getting, so I am representing in the left side, and again I am taking a new premise, that is P. From this 2 using I11 and rule T, and this was a new premise 4 I am representing. From this 2 I am deriving a conclusion, and in the question they are asking whether it is a valid or not. So we need to write hence R is a valid inference from the given premises. In this way they will ask the problem, and the second way they may ask the question. So let us see the second type of question. Show that R or S follows logically from the premises they are giving. They may ask in such way also, not only in the first method. The question may be twisted like this. Let us do this problem, second problem, so that you will understand the pattern. So let us take any premise we can take. So better you take the correlation premises first. So first I am taking C or D implies negation H. This is I am taking from the question, so that is rule P, and you need to represent as 1. Next premise I want to take as next as negation H implies A and negation B. This is also taken from the given question, so I am representing it as rule P. This is the second one. Next, from 1 and 2 we are getting a third premise. So which is a more suitable formula? This is in the form of P implies Q and Q implies R. Again check it out. Same I13 is applied, that is it is in the form of P, it is in the form of Q, and it is in the form of Q, and it is in the form of R. So we will get the final result as P implies R. P is nothing but, according to the question, C or D implies A and negation. How we got this statement? This statement we got from rule T, and we got from first and second premises, and the hypothetical syllogism is applied, that is I13. Next, let us see which is more suitable. So again we will check it out, like we will take one more premise, A and negation B implies R or S. It is in the form of P, again it is in the form of Q, and again it is in the form of Q and R. So again from this 2, this is a fourth premise, and fifth premise we are getting from 3. What is the number attained for 3? 1, 2, 4. So from this 2 what we are deriving, that is C or D implies R or S. So again we are applying the same formula, that is rule T and I13. So from this 2 what we are getting? From this 2 we are getting C or D, R or S. And the next premise which was pending is C or D. Let us use this also. C or D, this is a new premise, name it as 6. From this 2 we are deriving, this is the rule P only. So from which numbers? 1, 2, 4, 6. From 1, 2, 4, 6 what we are deriving a conclusion? It is in the form of P, it is in the form of Q, it is in the form of P. So which is a formula suitable for this? Suitable formula is I11, that is P comma P implies Q is resultant as Q as a mod exponents. So R or S is a valid inference. In the question they are asking, show that R or S follows logically from the given premises. Actually, premise is nothing but a statement, that is we are assuming it as true without checking a proof. But in question we need to check whether it is a valid inference or not. So this is a second type of asking a question. Next, I want to demonstrate one more twisting question in the concept. Same, they may ask in the form of statements. You need to represent the statements. You need to represent the statements in the form of a premises. Let us see one question, sample question. So many students will confuse because the question is twisted. When the question is twisted, you need to understand the concept. So let us see the question. They may ask like this: test the validity of a following argument. Sonia is watching TV. If Sonia is watching TV, then she is not studying. If she is not studying, then her father will not buy her scooty. Therefore, Sonia's father will not buy a scooty. So this is a twisting question they may ask. You need to divide the statements according to the different variables and assume it as a given premises. So I am dividing the question into different variables. So I am assuming some P. What is the statement we can make? First statement is Sonia is watching TV. This is the first statement. Next statement Q. I can use, what is a Q statement? We are talking about studying. So let us write Sonia is studying. That is generalized statements we are writing. Next statement is R. That is Sonia's father will buy a scooty. According to the given question only, we are dividing into different variables. I am assuming P as Sonia is watching TV and Q as Sonia is studying, R as Sonia's father will buy a scooty. So let us write the premises based on the given question. Test the validity of the following argument. Sonia is watching TV. So what is the first premise suitable? P. Next, if Sonia is watching TV, if then means you need to apply P implies. If Sonia is watching TV, then Sonia is not studying. We are writing studying statement. Not is nothing but negation Q. Next, third statement is if she is not studying, then her father will not buy her scooty. If she is not studying means negation Q. If she is not studying, then means implies. Then her father will not buy her a scooty. That is, will not means negation R. These are the premises framed from the given questions, and therefore Sonia's father will not buy a scooty. So finally you need to derive a conclusion as therefore statement. What is a therefore statement? Sonia's father will not buy a scooty. That is, from these three statements, you need to derive a conclusion as negation R. So let us take the problem. The same logic is applied, but the question is twisted. So I am taking P implies negation Q. This is a given premise in the question. So I am writing as rule P, and this is 1. Next, 2 as negation Q implies negation R. This is also taken from the question. So I am writing rule P. This is the second number we get. Next, third one, from 1 and 2, we are deriving one premise. So what is a suitable premise? It is in the form of P implies Q and Q implies R. So we can write as P implies R according to the I-13 statement. So I am taking rule T. Most times we will use I-13 and I-11. So this is the conclusion I got from both the 1 and 2 premises. What is the next premise I can take? So I can take as P. The rest premise is only P. This I am taking from the question only, so I am taking rule P. So this is a new premise. From this third and 4 we are getting a new premise. So we can write as 1, 2. Third number is 1, 2, comma 4. So we are writing as negation R according to rule T. And what is the I11 statement? P comma P implies Q, that is modus ponens we get as Q. So P comma P implies Q, that is nothing but negation R. This is according to I11 rule T. We are getting a conclusion. What is negation R? Therefore Sonia's father will not buy a scooty. This is a twisting question.